Hi, I'm Sally from Study Pool, and today I'll be talking about Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind was first published in Hebrew in 2011, seeking to inform readers about the history of mankind. Of course, Harari isn't the first to write about this subject. Theorists like Charles Darwin surely come to mind. But his work is best viewed as a way of providing readers with a deeper comprehension of evolution. Harari was born in Israel in 1976 and graduated with a PhD from the University of Oxford in 2002. He now lectures at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem in the Department of History and is globally renowned as an authority in world history. Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind looks at the history and evolution of the human species. And although the human species only make up a small fraction of the history of mankind, Harari viewed the history of Sapiens as critical to the study of evolution. It's on that basis that Harari saw the necessity to begin his work. Harari begins by taking a closer look at the Big Bang Theory and the chronological order in which organisms came into existence, leading to the existence of Homo sapiens. According to Harari, space, time, energy, matter began to exist approximately 13.5 billion years ago. And over time, this matter and energy joined together to form atoms, which in turn form molecules. And these molecules later combined to form structures, which are today known as organisms. And one of these groups of organisms then belonged to what became Homo sapiens. And this takes us to about 700,000 years ago, when Homo sapiens began to assume structures, which led to the formation of culture. Harari then looks further into the development of Homo sapien culture, and therefore Homo sapien history. He notes that history has been fundamentally shaped by the agricultural, cognitive and scientific revolutions. All of these revolutions deeply influenced the development of the Homo sapiens, and helps us to understand the answer to Harari's fundamental question: what was the secret to the Homo sapiens' success? Later in the book, Harari tries to understand the nature and psychology of humans by looking into our roles in society and the behavioural tendencies that come with this. Harari says that the years during which Homo sapiens lived as farmers and herders are a blink of an eye compared to the tens of thousands of years during which our ancestors hunted and gathered. This is why he deems it necessary to look closely into the perspective of the historical hunter and gatherers. As is widely acknowledged in the scientific field, behaviour and character is inheritable. And Harari therefore deduces that to date, human beings still have behaviours of their ancestors despite living in a post-industrial society. Here Harari looks into examples of how current behaviours of people are still linked to the behaviours of hunter-gatherers, before looking into how cultures and mindsets have since been developed by the introduction of new elements like migration, currency, laws and religion. To end this history of humankind, Harari puts aside the hard facts of history and looks at what the development of Homo sapiens has actually achieved in terms of human happiness and fulfillment. Sure, we've come on leaps and bounds through various cultural and scientific revolutions, and we're now a far cry from the first forming organisms that Harari touches on at the beginning of his work. But are we happy? Harari claims that since the inception of the scientific revolution, there has been a correlation between happiness and power, and that the success that mankind has achieved has indeed brought about happiness to human society. Of course, this is debatable and everybody's individual human experience is different. But as a whole, human society has developed for the better, and that could perhaps be the reason why humans are now able to live happily and comfortably. Thank you for taking the time to watch this overview today. I hope it's been informative for you. And don't forget that you can check out the full study guide on Study Pool's website at www.studypool.com/study guides.